Welcome to the show. I'm Steve Diamond, and welcome Chelsea Kiefer. Chelsea, tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at UH. You're new as one of the co-hosts to the show, but a lot of people not so new. You saw her on the Comp Division highlight interview reel last week. So, Chelsea, what's your story?
Well, I'm a student at the University of Minnesota, and I major in sports journalism. I'm really excited to be a part of the UH network. Like Diamond said, I've done sideline reporting last 2 weeks ago for UH, and I'm really excited to be a part of the team. There's great talent, there's great teams, and I'm really excited.
Well, welcome to the team. Isaac Vogel not here this week, but All-Star Week. We're going to talk about that a little bit. You're going to be doing some courtside reporting. Right. Isaac and I, a.k.a. Sager, are going to be on the sidelines doing some interviews with some of the players as well, talking a little bracketology. But right now we got to talk about something that's real pressing. The All-Star reserves are in. So we're going to break right now. We got to go get those. They just got delivered via FedEx overnight delivery. We're going to grab those, Chelsea. We'll be right back.
All right. Last Wednesday, UH members and players got to cast their final votes for the All-Stars. I mean, there was a lot of votes, so it took us a couple days to get it done, but we do have the results. At 6 o'clock next Thursday, the Top Flight will be playing. At 7 o'clock, the Comp, and at 8 o'clock, the Rec.
You better buckle up for these games, too, because this is a format like we haven't done before, Chelsea. I mean, the last season we had games spread apart 3 weeks. This night you have 30 of UH's best players. Scratch that, 60. Playing in one night. So you put 60 of the best talent in the gym plus about 40 fans. It's going to get pretty hot in that gym over at Bloomington Kennedy. I'm pretty excited. Let's get on to the first player. I know it's one of your favorites. It's one of the league favorites, T-Dub.
T-Dub. Well, T-Dub is coming at you from TBA, the Top Flight East. He averages 17.3 points a game and 8.3 rebounds, so he's definitely a double threat on offense and on defense. If that ball gets close to the hoop in the air, you better watch out. I think he's going to dunk it.
I think so, too. You know, if they should add a new stat for this guy, too. It's like how many dunks a game, because this guy's had some pretty sick stuff on the court. I'm going to talk about Paris Kyles a little bit. Paris is 23 years old, and he's in his third season with UH with the Hornets. Now, the guy's 6'4", 195. He's a big, solid body for the guard position. Stats are 16 points, 3 rebounds, and he's second in the league in steals. This guy's got 6 stats. There's no way he couldn't have made the game. Highlight game this year was when the Hornets played the Lakers. He had 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. Pretty solid all the way around. The Hornets right now, his team is doing great. They're 4-2, and I think they're going to make a big playoff push.
Yep.
On to competitive.
On to competitive. The next player we have is Brian Munsell from the Yankees. Now, Brian Munsell, he has smart energy. He's always bringing smart energy to the court. He's consistent. He's collective. He really gets, he can self-create. He gets to the basket, but he also opens up those windows, for other top scorers like Travis Dunn. I'm really excited to see him in the All-Star game.
Respect. There's a lot of talk about this guy this year, too. So to your point, smart energy, I think that's a great phrase for this guy because there's a lot of people who have energy, but can they hone it in and make it actually useful on the court? That's a great point. I'm going to talk about Brian Kruschke, Mr. Double-Double, if you will, from the Warriors. After an offseason last year, and I think he would admit it too, for the entire Warriors team, this guy's back. He's 6'6", he's the man in the middle for this fast-running gun Warriors team, and I think he's definitely well represented along with teammate Danny Simmer in the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, without Mike Burns this year, Kruschke's filling it up because this team is running and gunning. 2 seasons ago, this guy was the MVP for the All-Star game. I expect him to make another strong push because I know he was mighty proud of that award. Well-deserved. What can I say? Brian Kruschke, he's going to be a threat again in the All-Star game. Now we're going to move on to Rec. This is a big game of the night.
This is the big game of the night with the most fans. Okay, Aaron Lays, a.k.a. Laser. He averages 14 points per game, and he creates a great content on the court for other players, to make the basket as well as himself. He has that edge that sets him apart as an all-star. I'm very excited to see him play in the UH All-Star game.
Laser's probably one of the most improved players in the league the last 2 years, and I think everybody would agree. I think you can see it from his statistics on the court. The guy's got great vision. Another player, Ja'Kai Lockhart, we want to talk about him. Everybody has this guy in the conversation for the MVP every year, but because of his team's failures in the playoffs, he gets out of that conversation. This guy got 6 stats. He's the biggest 6'2" player in the league, and by that I mean he plays big. I think he averages 13 or 14 rebounds a game at 6'2". That's a huge statistic. People talk about how you can stop Kyle Wenzel. I want to know who can stop Ja'Kai Lockhart because this guy is sick on the stats. 18, 12, and 2 a game. You know what? The Nuggets are 4-3 this year. It's up to Ja'Kai to decide whether or not they're finally going to make a run for the chip. And I think it's All-Star breaks to give Ja'Kai a chance to play with some top talent. And what do we have here?
Oh.
Sorry, Ja'Kai. The All-Star reserves are in. This is the moment we've been waiting for.
We have. We've been waiting for this all week.
Absolutely. We went to the punch card system last night because the ballots online broke because there was so much traffic, and we have it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, representing the Top Flight East for the reserves, Paul Novotny from Verde Strategies. Tom Conboy from the Magic, Ryan Keating from AIS, Chris Hinchis from AIS, and Scott Schaefer from the Magic. With the Top Flight West, we have Tommy Levitt with the Chiefs, Origin Spencer for the Lakers, Kevin Henderson from the Lakers, Albert Reed from the Chiefs, and Mark Bach from the Hornets. That rounds out the top flight. This is a powerful lineup.
This is.
It already adds to a pretty all-star caliber lineup. So T-Dub's going to have some trouble dunking over Jared Wells and Mark Bach in this game, I think. On to the competitive Division East, Scott Jenkins, welcome to the All-Star game from the Crew. Mike Robeson from the Crew well represented in this game so far. Stephen Bradley from the Todd Squad. Joey Shimmick, Todd Squad. Travis Demuth from Yankee Blue Jeans. The competitive Division West, Robert Steib, Mavs 2.0. Montrell Yancey, huge season, Mavs 2.0, well represented. Ep.5, congrats from the Buffaloes. Rashad White from the Buffaloes. And finally, Eric Ritter with the Warriors. Drum roll, please. Moving on to recreational division. The Rec East. Online, there's some batter that the West is loaded, but I think we've changed it right now. T-Wiz at center. Thomas Wisnowski from the Turk Cavaliers. Jared Moen filling it up in the middle from the Pistons. John Archiego from Duckett Village All-Stars. James Archer, after that 45-point game, welcome to the All-Star team. And rounding it out with one of the sickest stat lines of the year, Isaac Vogel, 3 players in total for the Riddlers. And to round it out, the Rec Division West. Peter Johnson, welcome to the big stage from the Cadets. Dale Stanton from the Tanuki Raccoon Dogs. J.J. Kirby from the Sonics, the sole representative. Matthew Kane from the Clippers. And finally, your final member of the 2008 Spring All-Star, Charles Womack from the Tanuki Raccoon Dogs. My mind is blown.
Congratulations.
This has got to be one of the best and well-rounded All-Star squads. If you don't come see this sick talent, then get your friends out, because this is going to be, beyond a doubt, one of the most competitive game after game competitive nights of basketball that Bloomington has ever seen.
I know, I agree. Even though I'm just, coming to UH Network, there's great talent, and I'm very excited to see the All-Stars.
I'm totally stoked. Chelsea, we're going to move on a little bit, and let's talk about some things that are going to be happening next week. Again, in conclusion, the playoffs are coming up, right?
Playoffs, they are coming up.
A lot at risk. Who do you like? I mean, who are some of the teams that you really like?
Well, since I did interviews with some of the players, I really like the Yankees. I'm a fan of the Munsell brothers, so I'm really excited to see them play. And what about you, Diamond?
Well, you know what? I like a lot of teams, and I think it's going to be totally up for grabs across all divisions. And that's not just saying something to make a blanket statement. I think it's wide open every league right now. Every team's had a tough loss. Every team's had a big win. So stay tuned. Watch next week. We're going to have tons of coverage. Our editing team is going to be busy all night after Thursday, getting it ready for the cutting room floor to deliver it to you on Saturday and Sunday next week. So Chelsea, let's move on.
Let's move on.